sure what the fuck this guy is doing over here. Looks like he's wasting a whole lot of fuel to me. We're creating too much dust for them. They're hurting our environment. But we're flying a helicopter that burns way more fucking fuel than your fucking car would ever fucking burn. Jesus fuck. Behind that dirt pile right there. Lost them. Roads are a little rough. It's like they're following the power line or some shit. Need to crash into one of them windmills, just knock them all the fuck down. Like dominoes. That'd be fucking hilarious. But they're spread too far apart. They'd never touch each other if they didn't fall like that. Now, you know you're bored at your job whenever you see a helicopter flying around your fucking job and paying so much attention to it and videotaping it and every fucking thing else. I could hear it a little bit too, because it's fairly close, just over that dirt pile. Just on the other side of that big dirt pile right here. This one, it's on the other side, they're hovering around. Don't know. I figure it's probably somebody from Allegheny Power, Potomac, Edison, First Energy, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves now. They're probably the key to fucking us on our electric bills. Because why not? Right? Why the fuck not? Yeah. Hello everybody, welcome to the Gorlitz High Performance Garage channel. Got a Merc update for you. And Merc was a little bit more worse than what I thought. But I did a lot of patching today, a lot of welding. You're all going to laugh at my fucking welds because I'm basically welding good steel to rust. So it's the best I can do. I'm not a fucking professional by any means, but I'm going to show you something that I used on the car before I show you what I did. This stuff here, it is rocker panel protector. You spray this on there, before you paint, or you can just leave it on there if you want to. So here it is. I took the plastic rocker covers off because all they're good for, as you can see on the one right there, that they're good for nothing but holding road dirt. So we're not going to put those back on. I coated this here, some rust here. It's not a rust neutralizer. I mean, you can spray that shit on your car if you want to. It will kill the rust. It actually works. But for how long, I don't know how long it's going to work. But I have had a hole here. And I went ahead and patched. I'm not going to grind the welds down. I'm just going to leave them alone. Yeah, it's just going to be like we're riding bareback here. We're not gonna grind those welds down. Sorry, I got the shit coated on there. Plus, I did up under the. See, that's the one thing that sucks. There's a gap without the rocker cover on. Plus, there's a rust-proofing plugs on there too that were never used, obviously. Here's another gigantic hole patch right here, and probably the worst was back here where I did all this work. Put all this shit in there, patched this all up. It's all welded right to it. I'm not going to fix this here. We're just going to let this go. I may have to trim this when I put the bigger tires on the back, when I put the lift kit on it. So, here we are with this. Stuff's still kind of tacky yet. But yeah, and then I just bent some metal, some old tin I had laying around here. Actually, it was parts of a muffler I was going to build, and I decided to use the ends and the sides. So we took it in a vise, bent it, made us a half-ass pinch weld. It looks like fucking shit. But, you know, there's still a hole right there that I never fixed. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to, year after year, I'm just going to sling the shit on it. So it'll last. It'll last a long time. Of course, you know, this is the bottom of the car that gets all the trash from your front tires. And then, you know, the rest of the car gets the trash from the back, lays up here in this bumper cover and rots out your bumper and, you know, so on and so on. So I got my brake, my emergency brake hardware. It was in. I have it. I'm waiting on this piece for both sides. This thing here, back in here, holds the cable on. It's wore out. My stud, the backs of my studs are hitting it. So we need to do something with that, because that can't stay like that. I can't be going down the road, click, 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 click. We're not going to do that. So I got those coming. They're still in California for some reason. I ordered them last week, and they're still not here. So, and of course, you guessed it, they came from China. So we're going to have to wait a little longer. I don't know if they're using a tariff excuse or what. But most of those tariffs were lifted. So I went ahead and pulled the cover off the other side. Here it is in its fucking glory. It is a fucking mess here. It is just fucking terrible. These clips, I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to put those plastic bumper clips, or plastic clips that hold plastic trim on. But this rocker isn't as bad as the other side. The pinch weld is pretty rough because it's always exposed. That's you know, you're going to have that shit. So we're going to coat it real good. We're going to clean it all up. We're going to coat it real good. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to put metal back in here. Weld this all the fuck up. And I am nice and burnt today from the fucking welder because that shit pops, snaps and cracks and flies all over me. And, you know, it's fucking horrendous. It's one of those things where You know, you're welding and the stuff just flies out. It flies down in your gloves, burns your fucking fingers, burns your wrists, burns your hands. You know, it's awesome. It's so great. I just love it. You know, so it's one of those things. But this is the worst that's left. I'm going to fix that. Then move on to the catalytic converters. I'm just going to hollow those out and put them back on. So they're there, and, you know, because we don't do emissions testing in Western Maryland. Knock on fucking wood. Hopefully we never do, because there's not a lot of people live around here, so there's not a huge population. So I don't think that'll ever happen. Plus, they keep swinging the idea of taking Western Maryland and letting West Virginia buy Western Maryland. Because, you know, Maryland being a blue state and us in the rural counties are all red state we're red counties. In the blue state, because all of them down in Montgomery County and some Baltimore and surrounding areas, they're very wealthy people down there because of the bay, because, you know, people gravitate towards fucking water, and they all have their fucking houses and shit next to the goddamn bay, and, oh, we're so fucking much better than you poor fuckers, you know, on the western end of the fucking state. Fuck you. But anyway, they keep tossing that idea around. I think there are pros and cons to that. Now, my state has excellent fucking roads. Our roads are very, very nice. West Virginia roads are fucking terrible. But, another note, the taxes they're not taxing you into poverty in West Virginia. That's a pro. A con of West Virginia is, they'll probably start calling me sheep fucker. People, you know, or sister fucker, mommy fucker, uncle fucker, whatever you want, or relative. Hey, go to your family reunions and pick up skin. You West Virginia fuck. You know, shit like that. Those are jokes that, you know, we all fucking made fun of West Virginians over the years. I had teachers that was from West Virginia, and I made fun of them. And I used to tell them around Halloween, I'd say, what do West Virginians like to do on Halloween? And he was like, oh, we trick or treat just like anybody else. I said, nah, y'all pump kin. Kin being relatives, y'all pump kin. Boy, that got me a seat in the office for the day when I was in high school. I said that to him. And another thing that was funny, I had an ag teacher that was from West Virginia, which was pretty close. And let me sit my ass down here. I'm sore from standing on concrete all day. But anyhow, he was from Preston County. Hell of a good guy. Knew his shit about agriculture. That's where I learned about plants. And we had crop and soil science. And you find out everything you need to know about plants. How to transplant plants from one place to the next. Stuff like that. And we had livestock management. And we were talking about breeding cattle and horses. And I was like, okay. He says, now, the thing is with racing horses, perfect example. He said, the Kentucky Derby, for instance. He says, you have the best thoroughbred horses running those races. And I'm like, yeah, who cares? Nobody gives a fuck. And he says, well, he says, you're going to think I'm lying when I tell you this, but the only way to get a really good thoroughbred racing mare for the Kentucky Derby, over the years, over the centuries, they bred the brothers and sisters together. So later on, you have a superior racehorse from all this. And it's light flashed right in my fucking head. The first next words that come out of my mouth was, so, let me get this straight. I said, so in about another 100 years, I said, West Virginia is going to be the superior human race. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, because they're always they're always breeding their brothers and sisters together. Ah, yeah. He didn't like hearing that shit. So, yeah, his name was Larry Deal, and God bless the fucking guy. He died here he's probably been dead for 20 years. I miss that fucker. He had a pretty good sense of humor. You could joke with the guy and stuff, but it was awesome having his classes, and he was so laid back. We did a lot of things to him. We put screws in his fucking sandwich. So he could see him. We run him right through the top of it with a fucking drill. Ran screws in wood screws down his sandwich in his lunch, because we found out where he was putting his lunch in the shop. And then some girls got together and they took a tampon out of the wrapper and a Kotex pad, and they squirted red paint in it and folded it up and put it in his lunchbox and fucked with him like that, And he was a good sport about it. It's fucking funny as shit. It's kind of gross though when you think about it, but he he didn't take too kindly to that shit. And plus we get to make hay and stuff. We was doing crops and stuff. We had a greenhouse up where we get to plant stuff. We'd plant corn in one of the fields there behind the school. We'd mow hay off, in the spring. Well, actually, it was the last crop of the season, like towards the fall. We would always get to mow that off and bale it up and stack it. And they had this half-assed building. They had a barn. Now they're raising chickens in it these days. They have chickens that they put in it every year, every school year, and they raise them and all that stuff for the fair. And and we were unloading that building one time. We were up in there throwing the bales down, and we were trying to hit the teacher in the back with one of the bales. It wasn't real high up. We were just kicking him off there, trying to hit him, trying to get hay on him. And when we were walking back to the classroom to go back into the school, a girl put straw down back of Larry's shirt, and she went running. And this guy, he had a big old pot belly on him. We always said he liked to drink Budweiser and eat salami, which he hated both. He couldn't drink beer because his stomach wouldn't take it, and he said he never liked salami. But we always told him that was his favorite things to eat and drink. He went sprinting after that girl, tackled her onto the ground, and started shoving straw down the back of her shirt. Now, by any means today, if a teacher was to do that, because of how butthurt everybody is these days, and how everybody has an achy, hurt vagina over every little motherfucking thing, that he would probably be serving some jail time, probably lose his job over that. But it was a joke, and everybody knew it was a joke. Even the girl that he did that stuff to, when he retaliated against her, and everybody knew it was a joke, and it was fun. It was hilarious. We loved it. And I'd never seen an older man like that. He was probably in his 40s back then. I'd never seen a man that age run like that and be as out of shape looking as he was. And he ran, just sprinted, and he caught that girl. She couldn't run fast enough. I think Larry should have ran track and field for the school instead of all these other kids. But anyway, here's your update on the Merc, and it looks like we're going to get some rain. I think it's supposed to rain late tonight and all fucking day tomorrow. It's going to wash all that salt off the road, and then next week is supposed to be kind of in the mid to upper 40s, I think, all next week. But anyway, I finished getting the parts for this motherfucker. I got to start paying on a fucking loan that I had insured for a place down the road here, a financial institution. When I got laid off from Heritage and I had to prove that I was collecting unemployment and I had the insurance on the loan, so they were making the payments while I was laid off. And now I'm back to work and they were wanting information. They want more unemployment information. I was like, I don't have any to give you. So I'm supposed to go meet with them Monday and get that started. So that's going to put the dinks to me buying any parts this time, because I have like a $500 balance I have to pay before it puts me right back on track with where I was when I left off. So I have to do that, and there's going to have to be like 2 payments taken out. And that's like, I don't have $500 to give you fuckers off the bat. And they're like, well, that will bring you up to current. And I was like, I don't give a fuck what it brings you up to. Well, you have to do 250 then. And it's like, well, yeah, okay. Whatever I have to do to get it current and get my credit fired back up, started, and get my score back up to where it was. And then I have my DOT physical. I have to get that before December, I think it's like 12th or something like that, or 27th, or I don't fucking know. But I have to call my pal over here in Salisbury, PA, and get scheduled in. And I think it's like every Tuesday and Thursday they're in Salisbury, and then the rest of the week they're in Somerset. So I got to get over there and have them stare at me for a couple minutes and bullshit me, and I'd give them $100 and they give me my fucking DOT shit. And now it's all paperless in Maryland. So what I have to do is they do it, I sign it, they sign it, they email it to the Maryland MVA DOT fucking money grubbing vampires down here. They got to send it to them, so it's in the system and they'll know that I've had my physical. So that's coming up. I'm going to do that. And then I'm getting health insurance now at work, which is free. Again, I landed a job that has free health care, which you can't beat that. Free health care. But I have to pay for the optical and the dental part. And it's not real expensive. But the trouble is, on the tail end, you end up paying out your ass later for these things. Because if something happens, I break a tooth or I get a toothache or something like that, I have to pay for extractions out of pocket. And I have to pay for anything special done. I think cleanings are free. I don't have to pay for that. And there's a percentage I have to pay for fillings, stuff like that. And my teeth aren't the greatest. They kept trying to tell me I had a receding gum line on the bottom, but I don't. My teeth are fucking stained like a motherfucker on the bottom. And the pH of my saliva in my mouth is different. It allows tartar to be built up on my bottom teeth on the inside. And this fucking shit's as hard as a tooth. And they'll dig all that shit out of there. And it'll last. It'll be gone for a month and it'll just build right back up. And I can't keep it off there. So, and plus they're saying that bad teeth is linked to heart disease and all that, other bullshit. But anyway, I got some bullshit coming up. I got to get this car inspected before the end of December because the MVA is wanting me to surrender my tags and all that other shit. So they really can't find me until after December. But the thing is, well, they would find me because they're greedy fucking vampires. They want to suck you dry. But they want my tags, but I'm going to keep insurance on it because it's got to have it on there. And then I'm going to use the tags that are on it right now because they don't expire till the end of December. I'm going to use these tags to take it and run it through inspection. That way I don't have to go get a temporary tag or anything like that. And then, of course, they're going to soak me, you know, 100 and fucking 68 fucking dollars for tags for this fucking monstrosity of a fucking car. But after I'm done here, this shit should all pass. I mean, I have a light out and the third brake light. There's 2 bulbs in there. I got to replace one. I got to figure out how to do that. I don't know how it comes apart. I need a battery yet. I need rotors and pads for the front. I have rotors and pads for the back. I have emergency brake shoes. I have the hardware except for the things that hold the cables. Those little things, it has like a little arm on them that fits in, the cable fits in, I don't know, whatever. But it pushes on the adjuster somehow, and I don't know how it fucking works. I have to watch some videos on it to see how this system works. Hopefully the fucking cable isn't froze up or fucked up, and I'll have to WD-40 the hell out of that to get it to work again properly, as far as I know. But it did release over here. It did release whenever I released the pedal inside. It did work, but it wouldn't hold the car because the shoes are just junk on that side too. The lining actually fell off of them because all the trash lays inside there. And it's an automatic car, so you really don't need the emergency brake unless your park comes out or your linkage falls off. That would be the only reason I would say I would need an emergency brake on an automatic. Like on a straight stick, that's a necessity. You've got to have one. But how many straight sticks are there anymore? They don't fucking make them from the factory anymore. It's not an option anymore, which is bullshit. You should be able to get a 5-speed or 6 transmission. The only thing that has them is like Challengers and Chargers, I think. The new Chargers, I think you can get them. Don't quote me on that. I'm not real sure. I'm not versed in their options. But I remember you used to be able to get a pickup with a 5-speed transmission or a 4-speed and, you know, 4-wheel drive, half-ton, whatever. But now they don't even offer the shit. Some of them little 4-cylinder cars used to be able to get straight stick in, and they don't offer that anymore. They're all automatics. So, I know Ford is keeping a straight stick in the Mustang. I know they're doing that. That's a good thing. So, anyway, everybody, I just want to update you on the Mercury situation, whether you give a shit or not. But the first part of this video, you're going to see, well, I'll just have to show you. I got a little bit of footage on the job down there. But you'll see that first. And then you'll hear my rant about the Mercury and every other fucking thing. So, all right, everybody. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Same old, same old. If you want to, fine. If not, that's your prerogative. So, all right, everybody. I'll see you all on the next one and another Mercury update. Hopefully it'll have brakes on the back, and I'll have the back wheels on the motherfucker again. So, all right.